The Brilliant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Madeline L. Macaling, the Equally Caliber Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Dante J. Marcelo, our Dynamic Public Schools District Supervisor, Sir Amirpil R. Rudio, our approachable and very supportive Cluster Principal, Mrs. Barbara G. Abat, our supportive barangay officials and members led by the supportive barangay captain Dionisio C. Milian, the retiring teachers of our school, Mrs. Dana I. Pakleb and Mrs. Lisa A. Agabin, our kindergarten completers, members of the graduating class of batch 2020-2021, parents, guardians, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a blessed morning. Today marks a significant milestone in your pursuit of knowledge. Our department proved its might and noble mission in educating every Filipino learners amidst these chaotic circumstances. This year's theme, Strengthening the Quality of Education amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, highlight that amidst all the challenges, the learner's right to inclusive and quality education and safety from health risks of COVID-19 was given priority. Your perseverance, hard work, commitment, and faith in God was given its reward by earning your diploma. Your journey begins in gaining higher ladder of education. For sure, you will be facing tons of hardship and failures on your way up in achieving your dreams, but armor yourself with faith in God. Surround yourself with support system like your family, teachers, and friends, and always embrace the teaching of your alma mater. Value your education because it is your passport for a better future. My commendable greetings for a job well done for batch 2020-2021. May your sailing be smooth and safe. Congratulations and God bless you all.
I have the honor to present to you the candidates for moving up from Kindergarten Venus of Diasan Elementary School for the school year 2020 to 2021. The class composed of 9 boys and 6 girls with a total of 15 pupils. The kindergarten completers have satisfactorily completed all the curriculum requirements prescribed by the Department of Education. A certificate of completion is the tangible evidence of being a graduate in a certain level of education. This is now the fruit of each pupil's endeavor. From the Kindergarten Venus, Abaya Jeremy S. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jaime A. Abaya Jr. Buwo Kyle J. N. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Santiago G. Buwo. Dulawan Mark Dave P. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Roderick H. Dulawan. Gabriel Jonard B. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Alejandro A. Gabriel Jr. Ichayan Novel Rick D. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Novel P. Ichayan. Lumot Alvin G. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Soy M. Lumot. Magangag Jerwin Kyle B. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jerome U. Magangag. Nayuya Aldrin John G. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Andrew U. Nayuya. Valerio Jacob P. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Dominic S. Valerio. Dulawan Alexa Andrea P. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Arnold H. Dulawan. Dulawan Chloe V. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Raymar H. Dulawan. Fieror Feby Maricon N. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Marconi D. Fieror. Gabriel Precious Joy C. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Alfredo A. Gabriel. Mambat Princess J. M. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Pablo C. Mambat Jr. Torrente Jamie Ann B. Parents, Mr. and Mrs. Emerson M. Torrente.
Dr. Madeline L. Macaling, our school's division superintendent. Ma'am, I am proud to present the 10 members of the graduating class, of which 4 are males and 6 females. They have successfully met all the requirements prescribed by the Department of Education.
By virtue of the power vested in me as the OIC Schools Division Superintendent of the Division of Isabela, and after having been certified by your principal that you have satisfactorily completed the requirements prescribed by the Department of Education under the K-12 Basic Education Program, I now accept and confirm you graduates of school year 2020-2021. Congratulations to all of you.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending virtually present at this time of our graduation ceremonies for our beloved and very precious graduates for the school year which ends at this time. First of all, I'd like to greet the parents and family members without whose sacrifices, whose reminders, and whose participation in the learning process for our graduates have resulted in this culmination program. This year, your role has changed drastically, where we've always thought, we've always believed that the matter of educating our children rests nearly exclusively on our teachers and our staff. This time, you parents, you family members, you who are in the households of our learners have expanded your role and contributed to this wonderful day wherein finally our learners are graduating in this culmination exercise. So congratulations, because this year has not been very easy, has not been a picnic for our teachers, for our family members, as well, especially the parents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and all who have contributed to the achievement of our learners at this time. So, maraming salamat at congratulations, parents and family members. Mas malaki ang role ninyo at this time compared to earlier graduation exercises. Secondly, I would also like to greet our teachers, without whose very careful review and careful supervision of the work of our pupils and our learners, this event would not be taking place at all. And so thank you, teachers. Your role has also expanded in addition to seeing to it that the modules are faithfully followed, the assignments are correctly implemented, and the learners are truly learning. And you have had to deal with new ways of assessing the performance also of the learners. So congratulations, teachers, for enduring, for your patience, for your love for our learners, and your willingness to engage in a way and methods of teaching which are different from those which are used to. Assessment must have been especially difficult for you, especially since you were not able to see most of the time our students in face-to-face meetings, and most of the meetings, of course, were virtual. We'd also like to thank the local government units for their interest, for their cooperation, and for their continuing contributions to the needs of education, even as our children do not go to school. Your donations of material as well as financial resources at this time are most welcome, and your advice has been taken seriously not only by our teachers, by our school officials, but also by our officials in the Department of Education. We continually talk with local government units, especially in times of disaster, in times of great need for classrooms, for space, and for responses to unforeseen emergencies. Thank you, local government units. But of course, most of the congratulatory greetings fall on the deserving graduate. Each and every one of you is truly special. You are different from the other graduates who have passed through the portals of your school. You went to school practically without seeing your teachers, if at all. You went to school with your parents, your mothers, and your fathers hovering over your shoulders and seeing to it that you are able to complete your assignments. You are completing your studies at a time when examinations and assessments are different. You are culminating these long months of hard work at this time, even as you have to do family chores, even as you are distracted, and even as your world has turned upside down, and it seems and it appears as if we don't know what the future holds and what will happen next. But you have persevered, and now you are ready to graduate. And therefore, you deserve each and every bit of congratulations from us in the Department of Education, from your parents and family members, your teachers, from the officials in local government, as well as in the parent teachers associations. You deserve each and every single congratulatory pat on your back, each hug virtually, of course, and each greeting, which I am sure you are also receiving virtually. I don't know if you will remember this event many years from now. I have tried to recall myself who our graduation speaker was when I finished high school and when I finished my college studies. All I remember is that the graduation speaker was someone important, someone who was invited because that someone is supposed to give a message. What was more important to us graduates at that time was the excitement of the celebrations, the happiness and the joy of our parents, the sadness of parting from our classmates and from our teachers, and the enjoyment of all the graduation events that usually take place come commencement day. When I was a college student, we had a series of events which were designed to embed in our minds, which were designed to help us remember and not forget our days in college. We would spend one whole day going around the campus, visiting the classrooms, saying goodbye to our teachers, and sharing memories. We would have bonfires to say goodbye to each other. We had baccalaureate services where we committed ourselves to God and we prayed for guidance when we go out into the world. So many celebrations, and the speaker, of course, is the least important and easily forgotten component of the graduation exercise. Nonetheless, I will exert all efforts to share with you what I see are things or issues which a graduate should remember and recall. I have said that you are very special. You are very different. You are pioneering. There has been no other class like your class. There has been no other graduate like you as a graduating student because you are the very first graduate of the blended learning response to education in the Philippines. And so you ask yourself, what awaits you in the world outside? You can either work because the kind of curriculum you survived and underwent as a student will enable you to go to work if you wish to go to work. Some of you will proceed to further studies, and this would be a wonderful thing because there are many opportunities for further expanding your knowledge, for further answering and looking for explanations of issues, events that make you curious, especially in science, in technology, and also in the arts. So you can work, you can go to further studies, and perhaps some of you will settle down, hopefully not too soon, so you can pursue what you really want to do. So today, this is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work, you can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science and technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies during the baccalaureate and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so we tell you, go out to the world, do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be assured that all of us love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
To our distinguished guests, to our beloved LGU officials, to our dedicated principal together with the committed faculty and staff, to our committed district supervisor, visitors, friends, ladies and gentlemen, and to all the graduates, awardees, completers, achievers, parents, good day. Amid pandemic, we ensured na walang may iwan, and we did. This school year, we collectively ventured into what many doubted as a worthy undertaking of the Department of Education. For most of you, the continuation of classes was a Herculean task to begin with. As for the very first time in recent history, we needed to shift from the customary face-to-face mode of learning to distance learning modality. Words can never describe how elated I am as I extend my sincerest congratulations to you, dear graduates, completers, awardees, parents, guardians, and all our external stakeholders. This school year has been such an inconceivable test. And I am entirely appreciative of each and everyone who have made this arduous journey possible. Undeniably, you have waded through insurmountable odds. The seemingly impossible opening of classes, the difficult implementation of distance learning modalities, the inaccessibility of some learners and communities, and the invaluable hardship of all our educators, parents, and other stakeholders as we face our unseen enemy. This global health crisis certainly prompted you to make big adjustments with how you deal with your personal lives and studies. Yet, at the end of the day, you knew that you would always have a strong support system in DepEd to keep you grounded throughout your quest for quality basic education. And look where that belief has taken you today. We in the Schools Division Office of Isabela, along with your teachers, invested much of our time and resources to institute strategic plans in addressing different learning gaps and in delivering the best possible alternatives to strengthen the quality of our basic education. No matter how colossal the challenge this school year has brought to us all, we never chose to give up. And together, we conquered the battle. And there you are, our testaments to this immense success of the Department of Education. Indeed, I salute you, dear learners, completers, achievers, awardees, with your proud parents for your persistence and love of learning. Even with the absence of face-to-face classes, you were still able to prove how flexible you are in your quest for knowledge and wisdom. The Schools Division of Isabela has always championed quality and equitable education for the youth, and this school year, we never lost heart that we shall all remain triumphant in the end. Thus, may this victory remind you of how well you struggled for your future as you opted to embrace the new normal in education. I can therefore say that our theme for the end of the school year writes, strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic, is truly fitting as you continue to soar high in equipping yourselves with the necessary life skills and knowledge. This global health crisis has certainly taught us to intensify our campaign for accessible, inclusive, and quality education without sacrificing the health and safety of each and everyone. You may not have been physically present in the four corners of the classroom, but your determination to learn gave us hope that in SDO Isabela, walang batang maiiwan. This hope, in turn, gave birth to strength to remain one with you in this tremendous academic journey. As you venture ahead, I want you to always look back to where you come from, your school, your teachers who took your hand and clothed you with the knowledge and skills you need, as well as your parents who have been with you since day one of your journey. Sow positivity from within yourselves and to others, and never shed the faith that this pandemic shall soon pass. As you march forward, never lose focus and be more tenacious in fulfilling your educational goals. I urge you to stop at nothing and just keep going. Do not let this health crisis stop you from quenching your thirst for wisdom. Your journey towards excellence has just begun, and you still have a long and tedious voyage ahead of you. Ultimately, may you take the right attitude and realize that SDO Isabela is with you and continues to believe in your capabilities. We may have been bombarded with innumerable challenges as we wrestle with the COVID-19 pandemic, but what matters is that we did not give up too soon. We rather fought valiantly through it all. We take pride in these enormous achievements of yours, dear graduates, completers, achievers, awardees. Keep believing that there are more successes to come. As a poem aptly puts it, we are the masters of our fate and the captains of our song. Pandemic or otherwise, you are your own master and captain. Journey well in your pursuit of academic excellence. And we will always be with you throughout your journey because we remain and will always remain true to our commitment that in SDO Isabela, walang batang maiiwan. Congratulations to all of you.
Let us come to the distribution of certificate to the graduates. Dulawan Jihad Rashid Tayaban, Moog Jefford Lubong, Sacramento Gerald Nagyupan, San Juan Gerson Jr. Carolino, Aspa Lilibet Gaay, Kalikdan Rhea May Palomar, Kalikdan Riza May Palomar, Duludul Pauline Joy In Uyay, Kimayong Divine Chaguna, Obelio Laika Molina, Academic Excellence Awardees, School Year 2020-2021. With high honors, Dulawan Jihad Rashid T. San Juan Gerson Jr. C. with high honors. Duludul Pauline Joy I. with high honors. Congratulations!
Ako si Pauline Joy ay duludul na nagtapos sa mababang paaralang elementarya ng Diasan ngayong panuruang taon 2020-2021 ay nanunumpang maging tapat sa aking paaralan at sa lahat ng simulain at mithiing marangal ang kanyang pangalan, itaguyod at pangalagaan ang kanyang kapakanan upang umunlad at yumabong para sa kabutihan ng bayan. Ihahandog ko ang aking paglilingkod ng buong katapatan para sa aking alma mater at bayan. Kaawaan nawa ako ng Diyos.